Hello everyone, I am Jaideep Singh Chahal. So now today we've got another vehicle from our garage. This is owned by my friend Dilsher Sandhu. I'll attach his Instagram link in the description as well. Uh, what you see here, this is a 2021 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, and this is no garage queen or mall crawler. It's been used extensively. We've traveled a lot in this one. It's been to Rajasthan multiple times. It's been to Spiti, it's been to Zanskar, Leh, of course, and it's been a part of every single trip we've undertaken in the last two and a half years, I believe. And this vehicle, I think, is a complete catalog of everything practical that you can add onto uh, a Jeep Wrangler. I would say we see a lot of modifications happening on Jeep Wranglers, but they're mainly restricted to upgraded bumpers, big wheels. We see a lot of Wranglers with 22s, 24s, 26s. This is not one of those. I can guarantee that. What do you see? The first thing that that pops out is the size of the tires and maybe a few suspension bits and lights that are visible. There's more to this vehicle. I think this is one of those vehicles which I believe as of now, even though that's not true, we've managed to cover almost everything in this vehicle so far that we could have added on this one. So we'll begin from, of course, the big question, the tires itself. So what we are running on this one is a set of 37 inches. These are 37 12 and a half R17 radar Renegade. We wanted BFGs for this one, but that size was not available. So this being 2 inches bigger than the biggest BFG available, this is a 37-inch set, and we've got a set of 9J wide Black Rhino wheels. These were specially imported by Pahiya 4x4. He's a very good friend, thanks to Saurabh. We got these in good time, and these were the exact spec that we wanted as well. So I'll attach his shop's link in the description as well. You can always approach him for any of your wheel and tire requirements. Then, of course, these fenders must be looking very different to you. This is the high top fender by Rugged Ridge. These were imported from the US with the slimline indicator and DRL lamp set. So the fun part about the Jeep is that I believe there is no other vehicle with this big range of aftermarket parts and accessories available. Anything that gets sold in the US, that's what we've seen, be it a four-wheeler, be it a two-wheeler, that gets sold in the US and that people start liking and buying. The number of companies that are making aftermarket parts is crazy. You, for every single component, you'll get, if not less, maybe 100 options, 100 different brands making the same part. So there's a lot to pick and choose from. So now to the big highlight, we've got a set of Fox reservoir shocks. This again, Fox is what we could call the Rolls Royce of suspensions. This is a Fox 2.5. That is the reservoir right there. This is a 3.5-inch lift set. These dampers are made to take lifts up to 4.5 inches as well. And the beauty of this set is it's a reservoir type shock. The What you would be wondering is, what's a reservoir type shock? That little bottle thing over there is that's where the excess fluid goes when your shocker moves up and down. There's a lot of options for valving, for crawling, for long distance high speed traveling. All those adjustments are there. You have to read and then fix those. And then when coming to the suspension, we've got Evo springs. That's again an American brand with extended bump stops, extended links. uh, all of this has to be done if you're doing a proper lift. Otherwise, just changing the springs or spacers, that is not the right way to do stuff. And along with this, uh, There's another thing that we've changed. If you could come and show, if you could see that blue bar right there, that this blue bar is by a company called Hardrace. So this is to bring your tires back into the center once you lift. It's got adjustments on it. And this right here is a steering damper with a Synergy Pro mount. So that is, again, when you have bigger tires, these steering dampers, the regular ones, they won't really accommodate for the very infamous death wobble that we get in solid axle vehicles. Another thing I would like to mention is this is a solid axle, like I had mentioned in the other video. Uh, this is the axle that is spinning in that casing, the long casing there. The Jimny that we are getting in the next 2 to 3 months, hopefully by Suzuki in India, is going to have the exact same suspension and drivetrain geometry as this one. This is the, this is the toughest suspension set you can get. This is the toughest drivetrain set that you can buy, and you can do all sorts of crazy modifications, and it is not going to go bad. Next, we have this is the Mopar off-road bumper. It's currently converted to a stubby size. It also gets these extensions. You can see you can bolt on those extensions there, and you can make it wider. There's a lot of options with this. Winches, we pulled out all the winches for servicing. This is a concealed winch fair lead. This one was running a 12,000 pound Smitty built synthetic rope winch. And then we have these tiny little cute looking lamps. Don't go for the size. This is a very, very powerful set. This is the Baja Squadron Pro. In the driving combo, it's got spread and spot both. So if you can see the lens, the lower ones, they've got lines in that, and the upper one is a clear lens. So this one will spread out the light. It will not cover a lot of distance. It'll spread it out right there. And the clear ones, it's got a long distance throw. So this is the best of both worlds. You'll get a spread that will cover the near bits, and a long distance throw as well. We always keep them covered. We don't use them until unless we're traveling during night time, and we don't flash these in other people's eyes. It's got um, front recovery hooks. You've got towing points, and sorry, that's not a towing point, that's a recovery point only. And coming to the side, we've got smaller ones. These, if you can see, these have been pointed outwards. This is the Baja Designs S2 Pro. Again, a combination set. We've got spread and spot both, so a lot of wide and long distance covering range. And this, we've added a step and a side rock slider thing, but this is on the frame. This one that you can see, we welded it onto the stock slider itself, and it makes it a little easy because it's a very tall vehicle after the tires and lift. With the tires and the lift together, I think this one is almost 7 inches plus taller than your regular Jeep Wrangler. And talking about other practical mods, we've also got a 3/4 roof covering rack. This is by Rhino in the US. This is again imported specially for this one. We've got a set of max tracks on the top. On the other side, we've got a jerry can. That's a flat jerry can, and that bolts onto the top itself. That's a 20-liter jerry can. And coming around the rear of the vehicle, uh, here you can gauge how big the tire is, and it makes everybody look small in front of it. So we've got a Mopar type rear bumper. It's a metal bumper, and sadly these plates we can't get them here. This is the American size, but again we've tried to manage a similar looking plate that goes well with the bumper. It's got a set of fog lamps. Here we've got the rear tow point. This does not come on the Indian Jeep Wrangler or the Rubicon. So this is a standard 2-inch receiver. We're using a factor 55 aluminium link with a shackle. So 2-inch receivers, what happens is your options are unlimited. You can fit and use whatever you feel like. So there's a lot of diversity in what you can use. Again, this tire is super big and super heavy. So to support the load, we've got We've got a tire carrier holder thing in the back, which comes with its own set of hinges and a metal support. This again is by Evo. Another component that we're using from Evo is this is one of the most important bits. Uh, if you can see right there, that's the control arms. There's 8 of these because this suspension, it works like this. So there's 8 control arms by Evo. We've changed all of them. They've got an adjustment. You can your caster, your toe, everything can be adjusted so that with respect to your frame, your tires, they sit right. They're not sitting behind, they're not sitting to a side. So that is the main thing. We'll do a quick tour of the interior as well. I'll show you the changes we've done in the interior. All the modifications that we've done on the inside are purely practical. Up top, we've added an aluminium bar which houses the president radio. So in all other videos, we haven't been able to do the interior because we're not good at editing the videos and all. So we generally avoid doing interiors because it kind of complicates stuff. But this is the mic. You just speak there, it turns on. And this is the President Bill 3. This is supplied by President Radios India. I'll attach their link in the description as well, as we get a lot of people asking where we've bought those. And this is another very innovative bit that has been added on the vehicle. This is basically a switch cluster. So what happens is when we add any accessories in the vehicle, we have to add a switch and complete wiring to and from that accessory for us. So what this does is it's got its own set of relays and a box in the hood. So all that goes from here to the hood is a single wire. There's a set of fuses with everything, and the switches come here. So the entire mess of that wiring going in and out of your dashboard, that gets eliminated. All you have is a single connecting wire, and everything gets routed from that box. So we'll do a detail on this because this is something which can be retrofitted in a lot of vehicles. There's good brands like Oxbeam and all that are making options for these. So that can be covered in a different video. There's the cell phone mount. This is your standard. It'll take your GoPro as well. That's the RAM mount ball attachment. And otherwise, the interior is stock, what we see in a lot of other Wranglers. And there's one more very interesting bit I'll try to show you, but it'll kind of distort the video. We've got an onboard air compressor by ARB, which again shows how practically this vehicle has been modeled. So to make a vehicle capable, you have to have good traction. To have good traction off-road, you have to be able to lower and raise the tire pressure that you're running. So this double bank air compressor is very powerful. To inflate tires this big, you need a very powerful air compressor. I'll quickly show you how and where we've mounted it, and we'll wind up the video with that. uh, So as you see, we've got all tools and stuff in there. That right there, the blue and black, that is the ARB air compressor. And this air compressor, tiny component, but it's very useful. Cleaning your air filters outside, cleaning everything, inflating your tires. That's all taken care of by this. So if one vehicle in the convoy has that, everybody is sorted. Also, this is a very strong support for the roof rack. As we know, the Wrangler has an all plastic roof. So this has been taken from the roll cage itself. This is the factory roll cage. It is a big solid 5 mm thick piece of metal that supports it through and through the roof. Now this roof rack can take a full-fledged rooftop tent. You can load it as much as you need. That it'll work wonderfully. We've got some storage boxes. These don't come from the factory. We've got these installed. It takes a lot of tiny small bits and pieces here and there. And I think that's about it. I'm very sure we missed out a couple of things as well. Yes, another thing, this one is running an all aluminium some protection plate as well. It'll be a little difficult to show that, but I don't think we've got any vehicle in the group which does not have an underbody protection. It is very, very important to have an underbody protection. It's something that adds zero aesthetic value. You won't be able to see it, but it's very, very important to have that. Other than that, I think there's another Rubicon that we have in the group. That's a sting gray color. We'll be covering that as well. That also has a whole bunch of mods. Any questions, any queries, any inputs that you have about this one, please do share them. Thank you so much.